Welcome to Reddit Chronicles. Today's subreddit is r/Entitledparents.
I don't care if you're bleeding out. My child deserves to go first.
Might be short, might be long. No idea. You know the drill. EM, entitled mom. ME, yours truly. S, security. M, my mom. D, doctors. B, brother. EK, entitled kid. Warning, self-harm. So I went to school one day, like I always did, and I was being made fun of and picked on for being homo and trans, FTM if you give. Basically, this kid was calling me an F and telling me I should just kill myself and the world would be better off without me. Me, being the depressed, dysphoric bee I am, took this to heart and decided, yeah, that's a good idea. So I ran home because I don't live too far from my school and forgot my parents were home that day. I ran past them, bawling my eyes out and choking back small noises. I ran the bathroom and, well, I won't go into detail. My parents opened the door that I forgot to lock and loaded me into the car and drove me to the ER. Now, they were carrying me in and the doctor started to rush me in when some kid and his mom stopped us. Entitled mom.
Excuse me? What do you think you're doing?
I couldn't see much was going on because my head was really hurt and I was shutting my eyes, but I'm pretty sure the woman was blocking us. Doctor. Ma'am, this patient is dying. Please move so we can get him the proper care he needs.
Me and my son were here first. Can't you see that his leg is broken?
Ma'am, a doctor will be with you shortly, but I need you to move, please.
Why should this brat get to go in before us? This is racism!
Now, I was basically passed out completely by now. I don't remember a thing after this, but the rest is based on what my brother told me. The woman wasn't exactly dark-skinned. She was a little bit tan, but would be labeled Caucasian. It wasn't even racism. Ma'am, please.
He's probably fine, just faking.
I crap you not. Entitled mom grabs my arm and starts roughly scratching my open cuts, and continues until my mom and brother push her off. My mom takes care of my arm, caressing it and whispering that it'll be okay. My brother, though, starts screaming at entitled mom. What the hell is wrong with you? My brother just tried to commit suicide, and you're just making things worse.
You pushed me off him! That's assault!
Ma'am, if you don't sit down and let us treat this patient, we're gonna have to call security. She assaulted my brother!
They're refusing to treat my son!
At this point, the doctors were pretty ticked off, so they called security. Security came and the entitled mom claimed that my brother and my mother had assaulted her and her son for not reason. Luckily, the hospital had security cameras and entitled mom was charged with assault. They got me treatment on time, but I was in a coma for a few weeks. Long story short, entitled mom thought her son deserved treatment before me, even though I was bleeding out, and tried to accuse my family of assault before she assaulted me. Edit. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm doing better. Wow. So this guy is basically dying, and this entitled mom says, you have to treat my son's broken leg. I don't care if this person is dying. Holy Jesus. Entitled mom runs four-way stop, T-bones my car, then lies to the police. Okay, Reddit, this T is scolding. This mother hit me today. So I am pretty effing heated right now, so please excuse any spelling errors or word jumble, because I swear to Christ, I almost choked an Abby Lee Miller looking soccer mom today, and was willing to take the prison sentence for self-gratification that some sort of justice would be served. Since my high school days, I've moved to the East Coast. Would not recommend, by the way. And the drivers here range from acceptable to, I just got my license for my 16th birthday drivers. With 95 and everything else, it effing sucks. So anyways, I was dropping off a friend's sibling off at a soccer practice because coincidentally she needed to get her front bumper fixed from a fender bender she was in. Now, I have a perfect driving record. No accidents, no speeding tickets, only one non-moving traffic violation because I borrowed my dad's car and a tail light was out. And I pay for my own car and car insurance. Rest in pieces to my bank account. Catch my butt with that, totally collision coverage / replacement and liability insurance entitled mom? I have no idea what that means. So anyways, I drop my friend's sister off and pull up to a four-way stop since her soccer fields are right next to an apartment complex. I stop at the stop sign and then another car pulls up. A nice black BMW. I remember my mom always joked, "Don't F with nice cars. The owners probably have lawyers on retainer for car accidents." It's a joke, but still. I see her come to a complete stop since we pulled her up around the same time, and I start to go through the stop sign when I feel a wham! And my car gets pushed back. Out of panic, I pull up my emergency brake to stop my car, and I get out and see my driver's side back door, back bumper, and tail light are effed. I run over to the mom, effing pissed, and before I could even get a word in, she starts screaming at me like a banshee. She starts saying crap like,
"Do you know how unsafe that was? Why didn't you stop at the stop sign? What's your problem?"
and is screaming at my face. I look over in her car and her maybe 12 to 14-year-old looking son is just staring at us with wide eyes like he's in shock or something. I started screaming back that I had come to a complete stop first, and that it felt like she floored the brakes when I was halfway through the intersection. And she got red in the face and started saying I'm accusing her of sabotage and that she'll sue me for every penny I have. She started screaming at me so aggressively that I decided to call the cops. I wasn't gonna give this bat case my insurance information. She gets on her phone and calls her husband, screaming to him, but I just ignore her. I go back into my car, lock all my doors, and blast FGL till the sheriff, who is very cute I would like to add, arrives. When he gets there, this ho-ho with acrylic nails starts yelling in his face about how I ran the stop sign, and I'm probably an uninsured driver, etc, etc. I just stood there defeated looking because I knew the cop was going to take her side since I'm still technically an inexperienced driver. Still, I patiently waited my turn, and when he addressed me, I explained my side of the story, practically in tears, and he looked over back at the mom, and then he looked at both of our cars. He evaluated the accident. There was no one else at the intersection except us, unless a resident in the apartments right next to the field saw something. He looks over everything and then suggested that we should switch insurances and discuss with our agent. This woman scoffs and pulled out a state insurance card, which is essentially minimum coverage insurance. And then I come in hot with my insurance card with my AAA roadside assistance number. She suddenly got really pale, realizing I am insured, and my rinky little Corolla is protected, as am I. I start writing down her info, and she takes a pic of my card, while the cop writes down some stuff. When by the grace of God, or Allah, or whatever force rules this universe, an apartment security guard pulls up. He gets out and asks what's going on, and the cop explained it to him, and he said, very matter of fact, "Oh, well, we have security cameras at this intersection just for this reason. I can take you back to the guard gate and we can look them over." Suddenly this beached whale looked terrified, and said she had to take her son to soccer practice, and he was on an elite team and he was already late. "No worries, ma'am. If your car drives, go drop him off. We'll wait and go review the tapes." She gave us all a dirty look. I took a picture of the collision real quickly, and then she headed over to the fields, the cop driving behind her. Maybe to make sure she wasn't going to drive off? I don't know. We all pull up to the guard gate, and he asked the time of the collision. I told him, and in about 15 seconds he pulled up the video. The video clearly showed me coming to a complete stop first, and then she did, and then me going through the intersection, and like I thought, her flooring her gas pedal and rear-ending me. She immediately started making some BS excuse about how her son was autistic, and he was panicking because he was going to be late for practice, to which the officer kindly said, "He seemed perfectly calm to me during the entire exchange." The cop wrote some more stuff down, and I called AAA insurance to tow my car and get me a rental until I could get repairs done. Since I am not at fault, I'm not sweating this in the slightest. Moral of the story, don't break the effing law. I don't know what she was thinking, or thinking she could get out of this, but she ended up getting the short end of the stick. Thanks for reading. That's all the entitled parents we have for today, folks. Let me know in the comment section which entitled parent you thought was most entitled. And if you liked that video, do remember to subscribe and share it with your friends. Until next time, stay awesome.